Hello everyone and welcome back to Bonerescu TV. Today I'm going to be taking you on the absolute best, the absolute best, 1 week itinerary in Romania. It is going to see the best sights and pretty much the coolest cities that you can see in 1 week and still feel like you traveled and had a vacation and not just were busy, rush. It is going to feel perfect. I'm going to make a disclaimer out there that this is by car. It's a little bit easier to travel by car, but you can do it by train or bus. Like, this is definitely doable by train or bus. It's just a little bit easier for me to explain it by car, and you only have 1 week. I think you have to make the most of all of your opportunities. So I'm going to say this is all going to be by car, but let's get started with night 1 in Romania. You're going to be flying into Bucharest, whether you get in the morning, the evening, whatever it is. I want you to drive to Sinaia or Bușteni. They're about 10 minutes apart. But Sinaia is this city that's kind of up in the mountains. It's absolutely beautiful. When you wake up, you have that fresh mountain air. This is a perfect transition for coming into Romania. You're not going to stay in the big city like Bucharest and be a little bit overwhelmed, be a little bit not 100% sure how Romania is, And so this is the perfect transition to go to like a serene place, absolutely beautiful, and something that is really incredible because it has one of the top sites you want to see in Sinaia, and that's why you want to stay night 1 there, and that's Peles Castle. So when I was there, I stayed in Sinaia on my latest Romania trip, and I stayed right across from Peles Castle. Like, I literally walked out our door and walked across the street and was on the pathway up to Peles Castle. It was incredible. I woke up, the mountain air was beautiful. It was just revitalizing getting off a plane, kind of going through all this travel that you had to do, and then kind of being able to soak everything in, and then getting to see one of the coolest sites in Romania. Peles Castle is a castle that was built for King Carol, and it is absolutely incredible on the inside and the outside. Get pictures. It's well worth it. Spend your morning there. But I would say try to get out, right around noon, 11, 10 a.m. So get up, go early in the morning to the castle, come back, get all your stuff ready, and go. And the next city you're going to go to is less than an hour away. And it's also in the mountains, and probably the most touristy spot and the place that tourists love best, and that's Brașov. Brașov is a super cool city in the mountains. It has a sweet mountain that you get to go up to if you take a gondola up there. It's absolutely incredible, super incredible views. And they also have this huge square in Brașov. So they have a huge square where people go and sit and talk or go out and eat. But they have this black church that burnt down and then was rebuilt. It has a huge clock on it. It's one of the coolest churches in Romania, to be honest. And so I would definitely recommend going to Brașov for night 2. Brașov for night 2 is awesome. You're going to be able to spend your morning in Sinaia, come spend 8, 10, 12 hours exploring Brașov, really getting to see the sights of Brașov, and then sleeping there. And I would recommend waking up early. You wake up early and you get on your road to your next destination for night 3, and that's Sighișoara. So why I recommend getting up early is because there is a super cool city you want to see on your way to Sighișoara. It is like a 30-minute to an hour detour, but that's Vișcri. So Vișcri is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I actually think King Edward has a house there. So it's a super cool, it's a village. Like, it takes you back in time. You're driving on dirt roads a lot. There's a church up on top of the hill that has a cemetery around it, and it's just like one of the most beautiful areas. The houses are all different colors, like blues, purples, greens, yellows, pinks. Absolutely incredible. Tons of picturesque stuff going on there. But even more so, it takes you back in time, and it sets the stage for Sighișoara. So yeah, going to Vișcri is like an hour out of your way, but it's only a 2-hour drive up to Sighișoara, including this, maybe if you stop and take a little while in Vișcri, it's a 2.5-hour detour, or not detour, but a ride from Brasov to Sighisoara. So I would say you gotta stop in Vișcri. It sets the tone for Sighisoara. And how it sets the tone is Sighisoara is I'm pretty sure you'll have to fact check me on this, but the oldest town in Europe that still has a fortress around it. I'm pretty sure that's right. But it's an absolutely incredible city. You step into Sighisoara and they have done a great job maintaining its history and historic value. The streets of Sighisoara are absolutely incredible. When you're walking on these streets or going up some of these stairs, there's some huge stairs that go up to the church on the hill, and then there's a cemetery up there, but it feels like you're going back in time. Like you are literally going back to the 1600s and experiencing what life was like in the 1600s. Obviously, there's updated food, updated everything, but the way you're walking on the streets, you feel like you're taken back in time, especially going down the streets that aren't like in the main square, because then you get to see some of these older feeling houses and feel what it was like to maybe live through the medieval times, which is a super duper cool feeling and absolutely one of the best experiences in Romania. You're going to spend your night 3 there. You're going to spend your night 3 in Sighisoara. I don't care whether you spend it up on the hill, near the center, near the river, wherever you want to spend it. Sighisoara is all great. I spent it up on the hill, and when we woke up and there was fog kind of over the city, so it really felt like I was back in the medieval times. So it was super cool. Sighisoara is definitely where you want to spend night number 3. But I would also recommend, again, I like waking up early, getting my drive out of me, and spending time in that next city during the day. So I'm going to say get up early and take about an hour and a half drive to the city called Sibiu. Sibiu, it might actually fight Brasov for like the best tourist place to go. Sibiu is an old German town. So Germans settled Sibiu. It actually is super cool. They've got a cool tower, they've got a super cool square, and their houses actually have what we call eyes in them. So they have these little windows that look like eyes are looking down at you. They're just to ventilate the attics. But literally, Sibiu is incredible. You feel like you're in a German town. You feel like you're taken back in time a little bit, and you get so much great food. That was one of the things that I was super shocked about in Timișoara. They had a lot of really good food and treats. I lived in the west part of Romania for a lot of my time in Romania, and I thought they had the best food. But in Sibiu, it was like up there. It's really, really high up there. So I would definitely recommend staying night 4 in Sibiu and spending day 3 in Sibiu and really getting to see the city. You're going to want to get up into the tower, go to the very top part. I think it's like $5 to climb it, or even 5 lei. It's not expensive at all. So take your time, climb up the tower. You're going to get some of the most picturesque views you will ever see in Europe, and especially in Romania. It absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. The next morning, I would say you're going to drive back to Bucharest. You're going to spend night 5 in Bucharest. This is about a 3-hour drive-ish, but I'm going to take you on a detour, especially if you're there in the summer. This is the most important detour you can take, and that is going down the Transylvania. The Transylvania is the #1 rated road, according to Top Gear, in the world. So I've never been on it. This is a disclaimer, I've never been on it, but it is on my #1 bucket list things to do in my life right now. I think it just looks absolutely beautiful. You're coming down from Sibiu, you're in the mountains on this super windy road in nature. You might be able to see bears. There's a beautiful lake there. It's just so majestic looking. Like something about it just draws me there. And I think you have to make that detour if you're there in the summer. You can't go in the winter because it will be too snowy. They don't have the winter pass cleared. So in the summer you go down it. Basically mid-June through early September are the times that you can go down this. Just make sure you check and make sure that it's open before you go. It's worth the detour. It's probably a 30-minute detour. So going from 3 hours to 3.5 hours it's well worth it. I've done the other trip from Sibiu where you just go straight down through like Râmnicu, and it's really cool, really beautiful. We stopped, we did a little hike, but I don't think anything would compare to the Transfăgărășan. So I would say go down, take this trip down the Transfăgărășan. You may get into Bucharest a little bit later, but that's okay. You're really going to appreciate this. But then you're going to spend the, mid-afternoon, nighttime in Bucharest. Go down into the city center, go walk around Casa Poporului. So for night 5 and night 6, you're going to be in Bucharest. There's so much to see in Bucharest. I think you can find as many things as you want to see. You can go into the old town and go partying. You can go and see a lot of the historic sites like Casa Poporului. You can go and see the like old-timey village where they've taken like houses from other parts of the country and made like this little experience where you can go and see what it was like to live in a village back in the day and see all of the different building styles from all of the different areas of Romania. You can take the metro and go shopping. You can go and do so many things. You can go to so many big parks. Romania is incredible for their parks, and I would say Parcul Titan is pretty sweet. Don't go there at night, but if you want to go in there in the day. Obor, Piața Obor is pretty sweet. Herăstrău Park is really cool. Gosh, I know I'm forgetting some, and I'm going to be absolutely sad that I don't remember some of these parks. But if you're looking for photos, you can get so many cool photos in Bucharest, especially if you're there in the summer. There's fountains going. There's people walking down the street. There's beautiful sights to see. There's the Arc de Triomphe. It's kind of a mini version of the one that's in Paris. I think there's just so many things that you can go and see in Bucharest. 2 days probably isn't enough, but just seeing all the other sites around this small portion of Romania that you would see, it's well worth it to miss out on, 7 days in Bucharest. 2 days isn't enough in Bucharest. I'm going to tell you that now. I feel like I could spend a whole week in Bucharest traveling and seeing everything, but you're going to really appreciate this, and I guarantee you that you're going to love it. So that wraps up, your 6 nights, 7 days in Romania, and then you fly out. You fly back home. So I hope you like this. Let me know what you think of this itinerary. This is my favorite itinerary, especially for you first-timers going to Romania. Some of you more experienced people, you may want to go up to the west or to the northeast or to the south or down to Constanța. I'm not 100% sure, but if this is your first time, or if you only have a week and you want to experience Romania like the best that you can, this is the ultimate guide right here. So take this, send it to some friends. And if you watched this video this far, please like and subscribe. It helps me get to my goal of bringing my family back to Romania and showing them the country and showing them what this country is like. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this itinerary. I love you guys. Și să aveți o zi plăcută. La revedere. Ciao. Pa. Vă pup.